There we go.
Elton John's taking over. Welcome, you guys. I'm so glad to see so many people here. I know it's the first week of summer for a lot of our people who are out of school, a lot of our kids. So I'm glad that you guys could find the time, escape from the children, and come to the meeting. So welcome, everyone. We're going to start with gratitude. Who has a gratitude this morning? Yes, Mr. Marinelli.
Well, aside from you.
Oh,
thank you. I'm grateful for your reading. I'm grateful for Mel. Thank
We
you.
all do.
Just to do this at the beginning of every meeting.
That-
Yeah, thank you. You know what I'm grateful for. She's awesome, you guys. She'll always have our back. So I appreciate you very much.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Yes. For those of you who do not know Melba Franklin,
The boss.
she is, that's it, the boss. I mean, there's no other way to put it. She is, our compliance broker who's over everything, and she keeps us in line. She takes care of us. She keeps us following the rules. And it's a tough job, and she does it for all of GLG. So we very much appreciate her.
Let me say something
Pretty
about Mel's, her situation. There was a good learn there, and the learn is lenders.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not making this up.
This is true.
This lender, I don't want to say this word out loud.
Y'all have Melba do it.
He lied.
Y'all know what she said?
And yeah, he told the story, and he told me twice that he did not tell Mary, he did not tell her that. He told me very blatantly that is not true. I did not tell her that. She had a document that was signed by him that said that these people were pre-qualified. With on it was written what he told me that he did not tell her. Number two, she sent me another one, of which he confirmed that they had been approved for the loan, and also had that information on there, of which he said, I never told anyone they could get a conventional loan. But that was on both those documents. And at the end of the story, and I tell you this because lenders make a difference. I don't care if they're best friends with your buyer. Also, at the end, when he decided to throw us under the bus and told everybody that it was our fault when it was his fault. It was horrible. It was probably, and I'm not exaggerating, probably one of the worst experiences I have ever had with a lender.
It's not conduct.
So who's the lender?
Right?
Did y'all hear what she said? It was her buyer, but the buyer brought their lender with them. So we didn't have a chance to jump in and recommend people who we,
But
you
the
know.
point of the story is, and why we tell you this, is that always everything we say is try to make it a benefit for you.
Yeah.
And when your buyers have their own lenders, you
Yeah.
might just want to say, I know this is a friend of yours, but would you like to talk to somebody else? I can assure you this was one of the worst experiences I, in my 40-some odd years, have ever experienced with the lender. I mean that.
I know.
I had to get the other broker to write a note, because she was Keller Williams, to write a note to our buyer just to confirm that it wasn't us, that it was the lender. It was horrible.
Wow.
So I hear you, and that we don't have a chance, but sometimes you might want to say for that person,
And someone can report that to the Mortgage Bankers Association and he or she will be investigated.
oh, well, I might do that because of this one was without a
Just to
doubt.
save other agents from having
Yeah.
to having. To go through that.
So many.
And we talked about this, I know we're a little off subject here, when Kathy was up here last time. It's always great to offer a second opinion on the loan, okay? You don't just buy the first car that you see, okay? You wanna go out and try it, but you know, ask your people if they would like a second opinion. We're not trying to get their business, we just wanna know, we've got some great rates, it might be beneficial to you, so thank you for bailing us out.
And if nothing else, go to Onward. If nothing else, at least it offers that as a free service, so.
We got more gratitudes for today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm grateful for Carrie Beal for letting me host her open house.
Oh, I love that.
And it was also my first time touching a typewriter because they had staging stuff and I was like,
My gosh.
The whole time.
Wow.
Are you okay?
So vintage.
No.
But exactly.
Most what?
I remember writing contracts on typewriter with all the different, what do you call the stuff, the Xerox paper and all the carbon paper.
Wow.
All right, anybody else?
Hilarious.
Okay, we're moving on.
I
Oh, yes, ma'am.
want to thank Erin and Lee. They have been above and beyond everything. I mean, they're not here, but they just do work magic. They work magic.
They do.
So I cannot thank them enough for all that they do. So kudos to them. Erin and Lee have been rock stars.
Absolutely. If you guys see them running around, yeah, Ms. Marquis.
I want to give a thank you to Kathy and Carrie for the new career outing that we had on Saturday. It's pretty good.
It's very successful from what I hear. So, thank you guys for helping them with that and thank the two of you for hosting. Moving on, we want to thank Top Turf for our lunch today. Terry, did you want to come on up and say a few words? Good morning. Good morning.
Hope you're hungry.
There's a lot of food out there,
A
y'all.
lot of food.
Yep.
We were expecting a large turnout today. I'm Terry Lambert. I am the Director of Real Estate Relations for Top Turf Lawn and Pest Control. We're not just a lawn service. I know the name, everybody thinks lawn, but we do everything. And we are your partner here at Keller Williams, with among other Keller Williams offices in the Atlanta market. And we offer everything from lawn, pest control, mosquito, termite, anything and everything that you need and your customers need to take care of their property. We do offer a lot of different services that you receive special pricing on for being a realtor and for also we're a partner with you guys. We're here to support you. We are here, we're invested in your success. We want you to succeed in everything. We don't want to stand in the way of you and the closing table. So what we've done, we had a real estate boot camp for all of our inspectors. They all graduated from the boot camp and they now understand all of the terminology that they need to ask when you need an inspection and a letter. So is the inside office. The customer service reps also know what to do. And we have developed a special site just for realtors for you guys. You can go into gettermiteletter.com, fill out the information, and somebody will get in touch with you right away to schedule your inspection. Our termite letters are $50, and that's just your special price. We do offer other pricing also for termite. This is for you and your customers also, not just as long as you're on one side of there's a realtor, there's a sign in the yard, and it is part of a realtor transaction, they can get the same price that you get. We have two options for you for termite protection. The advanced system, that's a quarterly monitored system. It is monitored a lot more than annually, and that's at $449, and that's just a preventative price, both of these. If they do find termites, of course, they'll have to treat the termites and do a spot treatment. That would be in addition to this, but this is if you just want the preventative system put into your own home or your customer needs it for a home that they're purchasing. If they would like to get that later, we also will keep that same price open for them as long as they tell us that Keller Williams, they were a Keller Williams customer. The pest control you can get for $94, and that's a quarter. The first time they come out, they do the inside and outside. They do a total treatment on the inside. And then after that, they'll come in on the inside if you request and you see something come up. Otherwise, it's on the exterior of the property. Mosquito reduction program is $75 per treatment. That's April through October. And the mosquitoes are really bad this year. Super bad.
I'm excited for that mosquito coverage. I don't know about that. Enjoyed my back porch this summer, right?
Well, they've already had a lot of cases of dengue fever, which is very, very contagious and makes you very, very sick.
Double feet.
No, you did not. No.
Not jungle, dengue. It causes kind of like an encephalitis, not jungle fever. And also mosquitoes carry a lot of other diseases and they're really bad, like for your children. If you have pets, if you have little ones that play outside, If you have a lot of shrubbery, a lot of trees, standing water, a pond, bird baths, you're gonna have an issue. And I do hear a lot of you saying that you're having open houses again, which is great. Those went away during COVID, of course, and now they're back with a vengeance. If you have a property that has a pool or a lot of trees around the house, you might want to have us come in and do a one-time mosquito treatment 2 days before the open house. That way they're not standing out talking about the property and doing, all that and breaking out in hives while you're sitting out there talking to them. We also do a one-time pest control, like if you have a property that was previously a rental, it might have some pest issues. We'll come out and take care of it before you put it on the market. We also do free pre-listing inspections for you guys. Make sure that if you want to take care of your seller, offer the pre-listing inspection is free. Have us come out and check everything. And that way, if there is an issue, we can go ahead and take care of it. And you can put that on the FMLS just for the private remarks to the other agents that it's under a bond. And if there is like an intense problem, you can mark the price up to cover what the seller had to spend on the treatment and repair. But I have Martin Belay back here. Martin is one of our senior inspectors. Martin does everything from wildlife to termite to pest control to what else do you do, Martin?
Oh,
Anything and everything?
I counsel people.
We do.
Yeah.
Been doing it 14 years. So I-
Counseling and wildlife, y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's full.
It's wildlife. I mean, and we cover all animals. I mean, and he does snakes, everything. Our lawn service is something that we're known for. The lawn service started 30 years ago. That's how they started, was with the lawn service. And we just do like the weed control and fertilization program. If you have sod or fescue, we'll come out and take care of it. 8 times a year, they come out and they do all kinds of special treatments that a lot of other services do not do. If they do, they charge you extra. Ours is all inclusive. We cover all grassy weeds. A lot of lawn services will give you a better price per treatment, but they're not covering all the grassy weeds. And we do. So if you do want to change over, we do like a bundling package because we have everything: lawn, pest control, termite, the mosquito, anything else, ants, anything you want, we can bundle it. And if you are a lawn customer and you have other services with us, you get 5% off on top of your already realtor discount for everything. So we're here to help you.
And Terry and them will be here in the office, so if you want to ask questions after the meeting,
I'm not gonna hold you up.
they'll be here.
Martin's the technical expert for those questions.
I love it. Thank you. We learned about jungle fever, snakes and wildlife. Go us, we gotta love it. Onward Mortgage, come on up.
Okay, Tammy, I know you didn't ask for this slide, but I just had to share this that you guys sent over to us.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Oh, my goodness. Thanks for having us tonight. Happy golf and short.
Was that a men to move or what?
Is everybody aware of this?
No. So we are nationally certified now. We've
Yeah.
learned a lot.
We did.
Oh my gosh, 41 years into it, I'm like, that? I'm glad to know. So we know it all. We know it all. Yeah, we know- Don't say that. We know it all. We can even correct our underwriters if we need to, which we shouldn't, but we'll. But yeah, a lot of things that we didn't know. I've always been told no co-borrower on a VA loan unless they're family. I mean, wife, spouse, but that's not true.
Not true.
Yeah.
And a veteran can have 2 loans at any given time.
Yeah, I knew that. But then you do calculations. So I've got a gentleman right now, he has a home that he wants to keep as a rental. It's on a VA. So we go into the COA, we do the calculation. He can actually keep that home, rent it out. We can use rental income, or he can qualify his own, and he can go buy a $600,000 VA home 100% owner occupied and keep that one. So he's very excited. The class really helped.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I've got a class, you guys, next week from 1 to 2, understanding mortgages. I want to talk more about it. So we'll go into Tidewater. We'll just go into all the different myths in regards to VA.
But yeah, we learned a lot and we're excited about it. And then also we had a major market improvement yesterday. We kept getting ding, ding, the rates were getting lower, so we were able to take advantage of that yesterday. The home appreciation report came out. Appreciation is still strong. We know that in our area, but to have that report come out was another great thing. So it looks good.
Yeah,
Looks
inflation
really
is
good.
getting a little bit more in check, and historically, in June, on an election year, you're going to see the current powers to be to try to get these rates down and stimulate. So I think we're seeing a little bit of that too.
Yep. But we're here, but just to chat briefly, if you guys have a buyer and they come through Onward, don't forget that we can get them pre-underwritten. So that's so important because it allows you guys to waive financing, and we've completely vetted out the buyer, and we're winning deals with it in this multiple offer situation. And if you as the buyer's agent get that pre-approval letter and they are unwilling to waiver or give the opportunity, you contact that loan officer, you have deeper conversation on how much have they done up front prior for you guys even making an offer. And we're happy to look at any pre-approval letter and give you guys our advice or our opinion, but just really, really make sure you guys, all the details are there and you guys are having conversations with those loan officers.
We can do soft pulls, offer bureaus, banks usually can't. So on that second opinion, if they're just a little bit afraid, now 30 days or less window, they won't get another hit, but still sometimes they're a little leery of another lender pulling. When you do soft pulls, give a true professional opinion of what that scenario looks like. And that it sounds good, looks good. I mean, I've had them that when I see the rate, when I see what the lender's done and given, it's like, honestly, there's no reason to transfer to us. It's actually a good letter, a good rate. A loan officer that's good, probably somebody I got in the business 30 years ago, that I can stand behind, and we'll do that too. We're like you, we're a commission. We of course want to have the borrower, but we're not gonna take them just to make the money. We're gonna do the right thing.
No, we'll mention the second opinions a little bit. I like that idea. Let's
So I
kind
have
of dig into that.
something that I used to do, and I have to get it through compliance. If we said, if you do a full pre-approval second opinion with us, whether you go with us or not, but full pre-approval documents and conversation, we'll give $100 Visa card. Do you think that would promote people to talk to them?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can get it compliant. We used to do it back in the home. It's totally compliant, but I'll find out. But it's just something, to encourage them to say, hey, $100, I talked to them. 99.9% of the time, if we talk to them, they're like, wow, big difference. Yes. I'd like to have that, use the consideration.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for bringing us up to date on everything. Yes, ma'am.
I will come to the class next week for a question. VA for construction. Did you learn anything about that, or do you want me to talk about that?
That's actually a company situation that I have to look at. We have construction loans.
Yep.
I haven't done them. So even if we can do them, we gotta do more investigation because I don't want to have the corporate office mess it up, but I'll look at that. I'll get that information because right now, like I said, we can do construction firms, we can do it all, but there's this corporate layer to it that I haven't done through discovery, and I don't want to offer it until I know that we've got them under control.
Thank you, guys. All right, I think I saw Kern. There she is. Miss Kern. And where's the girl? Chicken stuff. I'll let you.
I'm still recovering from end of the month, so,
I think, end of the month was a lot.
Yeah, the Memorial Day weekend before and end of the month after is always the hardest one in our world. So I'm still recovering, and yesterday I was still closing stuff that couldn't get closed. So speaking of, I'll call it telling stories, right? I'm gonna just talk about a couple of things, especially for those of you who have not done a ton of closings yet, that kind of will help you make it smoother, right? But every now and again, we do get that lender that is telling you, oh, they have everything. We're sending it to them. We're getting ready to send it to them. And then you're calling us and we're like, we don't have it yet. Okay, we're telling you the truth. All right, we're trying to make it easier on you because I get it, right? I mean, people have to take off work for closings. We don't want them to sit in our office. Like if I can get you closed. I had a fella that, the same thing, that we ended up closing yesterday that was supposed to close Friday. And he was like my 10 o'clock closing, right? And then he had to go to work. And then I was like, I can slip you back in. I've got a 4 o'clock that's probably gonna be quick. And if you can come back in, I've already signed the seller, like I can work you back in. We can get you closed by 5. Can you do that? And he was like, yes, I can. And I said, okay, how far are you from my office? Because I will call you the second that I have anything from the lender. Well, I never got it, right? But the lender was like, oh, just go back and go to work and then go back. No, like, let us help you with that. A couple of other things that I just want to make sure that you're aware of, making it smoother, right? If you're doing a DA, if you're doing a disbursement authorization, a pay at close, it is helpful to us if you send that to us when you get it. You know, we need it. Just email it over to us so that we know, because we'll have all your checks set up. And I look at them, right? So sometimes it happens where you've done a last minute change to sales price or something, and your DA doesn't match what we have on the settlement statement, and you need a new one. And I'll tell you, hey, reach back out to let y'all need to revise this so I can use it at the table. But if you haven't sent it to us too, and especially if you have earnest money that you're bringing to closing, y'all just hand it to me. I know what it is. I know what they look like when you're walking in the closing. Here you go, Kern, because I'll have that all set up for you. Because inevitably what happens is I come and I bring you your check and you go, oh, I have a DA that I don't know about. So then I need to go recut the checks, and it just takes a minute, but Monica's gonna have everything set up. Funding authorization. So this is real common, with a lot of lenders. You know, it's really easy with Onward. I'm sending them a couple of documents. I'm getting all that stuff signed first in the closing. But some lenders, I have to send everything that the buyer signed, and it goes not to my closer that Monica's been emailing back and forth. It goes to some generic funding thing, and it's just it's in a funnel, and that can take a while. So I hope that we have it by the time I've signed everything, so I can get y'all in and out. But I always tell people what's going on with that. So in the beginning of the closing, when I'm doing all this stuff, wait until I get up and send those documents. And then if y'all need to discuss, how the Marine camera works or whatever, like that's a good time to do that once I've done that part. Cause I want to boom, 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 get that part out so we can get you moving. I have a typewriter in my office. Now and again, we have to type something because most everything we do is electronic now. But every now and then we have to type something on a deed, especially an old deed that needs like correction on it, but we have to re-report. And I tell my staff, I'm like, wait till I have a closing and then fire it up when everybody's in there, because everybody goes. I love it. But thank you very much for your support, for your business. We had really good end of the month, even though it was tough. It felt like old times. So we appreciate it. If we can do anything for you, just give me a shout.
Thank you, Kern. So what I heard was that we all need to communicate with our closing attorneys and our lenders. I think that's been the unintended theme of the meeting so far. There we are. I did not see Miss Lucinda today. Is she here? I missed her last time she was here. She is not.
Can I say something about Kelly?
Absolutely.
She backs her brand. I had literally a bowl, we were talking about doing home warranties, and I kid you not, I was getting a text from a client who just purchased in East Cobb and had the air went out. And I went out to the lobby and got Kelly, and Kelly got on it. Yeah, their vendors, sometimes you let the buyers know, the vendors, they don't have control over their costs. So sometimes the vendors aren't that great, but if you allow Kelly to get in there, she will escalate it and get it done. And she got it done for my clients and they're happy.
And what she says, I think we've all heard her say it 100 times, is she comes with the home warranty. So when you purchase the 210 home warranty, you're not just getting the warranty for your customers, you get Kelly Lucinda too. And she is absolutely amazing. And she will go toe to toe to get things done. So I saw Miss Tammy Dale, who we haven't seen in a hot minute.
Thank you, guys. It's so good to be back with you. I've missed these familiar, friendly faces. So thank you, first of all, for the last couple of months, the referrals that you have sent to Georgia Natural Gas. We really appreciate you. And as a thank you, we are increasing our agent rewards over the summer. So right now, when you refer a client or friend or family, anyone in your network to Georgia Natural Gas, you're giving them $120 in bill credits, and you're getting a $60 Visa gift card. Over the summer, June, July, August, we're going to send you a $100 gift card for every referral that you send to us. So think about your network, neighbors, farming, family, friends, any, neighbors, whatever. It doesn't just have to be a client that's closing and needs to sign up for natural gas service. It can be anybody. So the way it's going to work when you refer them, and the easiest way to do it, if you're already part of our program, is to share your link, as you guys know, because that way no one has to remember any codes. Your promo code to get them the $120 in bill credits is KW Roswell. That's what they need to know. But there's also your referral code on there too. So the easiest way to do that, so nobody has to remember any codes, is share your link with them. You can share it by text, email, however you want to do it. And then once they sign up for gas and gas is flowing for 7 days, then you will get an email from us letting you know that your rewards are on the way, and then you typically get them the following day. And has anybody been getting their digital reward, Fiona? You got?
Yeah.
So-
Good, yeah, all right, one.
Yes.
I've gotten mine.
Oh, good.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. Voice from a phone has hers.
I need to transfer your cards now onto your.
Yes.
Very easy.
Apple, yeah, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So it's very easy. And then if you still though want a physical card, when you activate your card, you can have it sent to your house as well, or wherever you want it mailed to. You can get a physical card. So any questions? Anybody not on the program that would like to sign up?
Raise your hand so she can. What? Let's do it.
Thank you.
Make her run out of brochures, Tammy. Y'all keep your hands up so you can make sure to get your brochure. All right, thank you, Miss Tammy. Are you done with the presentation portion of the program? I'm gonna say she is, we're gonna move on. Don't think I thought of equity in here today, but I know who I did see. Our very favorite person from Diane Endeavors, Dr. Mindy Chandler. How are you, Katie?
Doing well. So I don't know about you guys, but I was looking at my calendar this morning and I saw right down in the middle of June, my goal review. And I was like, oh, it is halfway through the year, isn't it? And with some of my goals, I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'm on top of it. I know. And other ones, I'm like, oh dear, I'm going to have to dust those off, maybe reevaluate. So I'm here to remind you guys, don't do that with your marketing goals. Don't do that with your 36 touch goals. Let us help you if you're feeling like you're coming behind. So as we say here in Roswell, it sounds like we do it for the database. So let us help you with your database. From doing postcards, which by the way, our monthly postcards for summer is super exciting. I can't wait to share it with you. But unfortunately, Jordan has made me zip my lips for now.
So it's a secret for right now.
It's a secret for right now. She had to sit me down and be like, Chandler, you can't tell Roswell. I was like, so what you're saying is I can't tell everyone in Roswell, right? She's like, no. Next week. I'm super excited. So don't forget we do our postcards. We can also help you out with those door hangers. It's summer, it's event season. Don't feel like you have to do it all on your own. Let us do your banners. Let us do your flyers, the invites. Super cute custom t-shirt. And
I love her more every time she comes to the meetings. She just gives me such joy.
And of course, with your 36 touch, you got those birthday and anniversary cards. Don't worry about them. Let us take care of them. Let us make it all. We can get that handwritten message in them so you don't have to hurt your hand writing all your database contacts, because I know you guys have list of people you need to reach out to. So again, don't let your marketing goals get to be the ones you're like, "Ugh, at the end of the year, I guess, I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have reached out to more people." Let us be the people who help you out with that.
I love that. That's perfect. Oh, spot of sunshine in every
Don't
meeting.
forget that Tammy and I are happy to discuss co-sponsoring these things.
Yes.
Meeting and talk about it.
Yes, y'all, there's so many opportunities in this room. We just have to get out there and explore all of them. We have a million ways to keep up with our database that really aren't gonna cost us a whole lot of money. Oh, who is next? Melvin here. Welcome, Melvin here. Very.
Many of you know, I'm Melba Franklin. I am the Director of Broker Services. I go to every team meeting and I try to stay within my 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll do that today. But before I start, I do want to apologize because people do ask me when I'm supposed to be coming. You are right. It's the 4th Tuesday of every month. Last Tuesday, I was out of town, so I couldn't do it. So I have a vacancy on the 1st Tuesday. So when I fill in that, so I know this is not, there's somebody that's going to get mad because she said, I always want to be sure. So I usually come on the 4th Tuesday. Saying that, I'll say this as well. Every month, I do the same thing at every market center so that there's consistency between all Georgia Legacy agents. And since you didn't get May, you're getting May's today. But I do want you to know on the 4th Tuesday of this month, and many of you already have heard, that the new forms are coming out. They're going to be effective July 1st. Because I do own a school and I have to pay for the forms for the school, I already have them. So it's your team meetings in June. I'll start with the first one is always in Windward, is the 2nd Tuesday of every month. The 3rd Tuesday of every month is Chat North, and you're the 4th. So I will be bringing to you before you actually get them on the 1st, some of the changes that are being made. All the changes that are being made are all relative to the proposed settlement. They're not real bad. Everything is great. But what I brought in June, in May to all the offices to stay with consistency was, and I actually also did it in, what was the month before May? April. I also did it in April, but I had so many calls and so many people asked me, I want to show you one more time what I showed you in April. And that is the GAR website. It's GARealtor.com. You also get these via email, but we're not paying attention. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention. So you go to GARealtor.com, you go over to members, and then you check member resources, and then you go down to plug in. Now, let me tell you this, we didn't even have to sign in. I have a code, you should have a code, you should sign in to Georgia Realtor. There's a help hotline, legal hotline. There's so much. GeorgiaRealtor.com is invaluable to you. But I want to show you this one thing. Every month, they haven't come out with June yet, but this month, this would be May. Click this button right here. You've got a lot of these. Now click it. Now I want to show you something. These come out as PDFs. They're in color. You can do, these are fabulous. You could put these in your presentations. You can put this on Facebook. You can give it out. These are unbelievable good things for you to have. The services you provide sellers, the services you provide buyers. There's a ton of these with GeorgiaRealtor.com. Again, I showed you this before, but a lot of people sent me emails and said, will you do that one more time? Because I missed it. So it's GARealtor.com, members, member resources, plug in, and you get it every month. So thank you for that. The second thing I've been bringing to all of the offices is something we're seeing as an error. And that is on the seller's property score, actually listed on all exhibits. This is just an example. Does anybody get that part? This is just an example. They say with an offer, and this is highlighted, but because it was highlighted on the original Danny Shelf is what says offer date of. We're seeing a lot of errors because that offer date you're putting is the wrong date. Remember, Melba doesn't like to tell you what to do. I like to explain why. So the offer date, and you'll show the next slide, is very interesting. The next slide, purchase and sell agreement. Offer date. Everybody see that? Now, the reason that your seller's property disclosure statement might have a different date on it, it has to have legally the date that the offer was made. Does anybody get it? Because it could have been dated earlier. It is not as valid. It's got to be dated. That's why it's on there. The offer date. The offer date is not the binding agreement date. It's not the day the seller filled it out. The offer date is the offer date on the purchase and sell agreement. Now, again, this was with the community association. This is with all of the exhibits. So when it says offer date, does everybody get it?
Yes.
It's got to be tied to that contract. It's already tied to the address, but it needs to be tied to that contract and that offer. Does that make sense? So why they put it on there? There's a reason. So make sure you correct it when you do it. So that's what I carried. And I look forward to seeing you again this month. So you can
Thank you,
apply.
Melba.
Mhm.
Thank you. What kind of dates are they putting in there? What are you saying?
It doesn't matter. It's not relevant. The relevancy is do it right.
I was just wondering. All right, so they're
Right, guys.
Tools to run your business. We put this in every single week, so you guys will have links to everything. You can just go back through and check your email and click on any of these to take you to the site. The KW playbooks, those are in command. There is a playbook for pretty much everything. Open houses, database. If you're sitting there thinking, how do I do this? Look in the KW playbooks. It's going to be there for you. Mary Melanie, would you like to talk about the back to school backpack drive?
So basically, we have partnered up with North Fulton Community Charities, and they're a local charity that really anyone can go to. They have a store, but it also for folks that need help financially or whatever in this area, they can sign up and get school supplies or things throughout the year. And we have partnered up with them to be part of their school supply drive. And our deadline is June 30th, so we just have a few more weeks left where you can go and click on that QR code. It takes you to an Amazon link. And everything that you see there will get shipped here. There's a box right in front of that column after the door that you can put stuff in or just have it shipped, whatever is easier for you. Happy to help there. And yeah, these are for middle school kids. And do not pack the backpacks. Just bring everything separately because North Fulton Community Charities will, divide everything up and make sure it goes to that. How many did we commit to this year? Was it 100? 100, yes. We have committed to 100. So we need y'all's help. Because we did commit to 100 backpacks and 100 of each of these. Okay, yeah.
And what a great touch to your database. Robin Taylor made an editable flyer that you guys can use to send it out to your database and put your branding on it. But just going to them and being like, hey, while you're getting school supplies for your kids, if you want to get some school supplies as well. It's a great touch there.
Yeah, I did one for my neighborhood. So, and I think Roxy did the same thing. So we both did like, hey, neighbors or whatever. And then we put our information here and then we put like our logo next to our office logo. So it's really cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Right. The June training calendar. Look at all the opportunities you guys have to learn. This is amazing. We're including it in here so that, and Raven's gonna start including it once every week in the slides that go out, so you guys will know where the calendar is. So everything is on here, dates, times, all the good stuff. We've got a couple that we wanted to feature. Every morning, Monday through Friday, Laura Donna does this incredible phone call called Mastering the Market of the Moment. Mastermind, lots of mastering going on in there. But it is a discussion on what's happening in our local market a couple days, and then it expands on some other days of the week. But if you're having a problem with the listing, if you have a new listing, if you have an open house, get on there with her in the mornings and talk with the other agents in our area about it, promote your listing, get ideas from them. She's very dedicated to this. She does it every single day of the week. So if you guys can join her, please do. It is extremely helpful.
And Julie, also,
Yeah.
if you go back,
Of course.
they're also doing conversation practices and role play.
Yes.
Which follows the 8:30 to 9, and that's taught by some really top producers. So I highly suggest if you're not familiar with role play and you can't overcome objectives, that you take the time and participate in that.
Thank you, Alicia. And it's a very safe space. I mean, it's not like anybody's gonna jump on there and criticize, the way that you answer a question or do something. These people are actually on there to learn and to help you. It is.
And it's not always on the stats. I went on one a couple of days ago and they were doing staging and goal setting.
Yes.
With some top producers. So
Below
it's really great information.
Value two with Leslie Peters. This sort of ties into what Melba just showed us is available on the Realtor site. We want to let everyone know what our value proposition is. Leslie is going to help you with that. This is Friday, June the 7th from 9 to 1. It's going to be up at KWNA, our friends up on Windward. So
This Friday.
y'all, the year is just running by. So this Friday from 9 to 1 up at KWNA on Windward Parkway. So I know they would love to see you there. Leslie would appreciate it. We are having another career day. What is career day? Alicia, do you want to come? I know you weren't expecting that. I know she's gonna get.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I can improv.
I know you can.
So we are having another career day. If you have anybody, anyone that even remotely said, you know, I thought of real estate as a career, but I wasn't sure, please send them to career day. They do have to register first, and then once they register, I do a great PowerPoint presentation that has been passed down for a couple of generations, spruced it up a little bit. And then following that presentation, then I register them to actually get in and participate in taking career day. It is a scholarship program, These courses tend to cost $700, and this is a scholarship for anybody that you know is interested in career day. Also, a great way to build your downline. You have somebody that finally joins, they name you as a sponsor, and then you're there to help them. So it's a great way to give back as well.
Thank you, Alicia. And how wonderful is that? People that are interested in real estate, all you need to do is give them a piece of information and sign them up for career day, and then eventually they come into your downline. So that's a wonderful thing. Speaking of downline.
Speaking of downline, yeah.
Come on up, person.
Oh, my goodness.
One of my favorite people.
So
in
she
the
didn't
world.
know we were calling her out.
Right.
Anyway.
So if you guys don't know Donna, she's amazing. She
Yes,
has
she
been
is.
absolutely.
Look at
You know, you're supposed to give them flowers when they're here, right? So we're giving her her flowers now. Donna has been instrumental in helping us grow this office. She has brought some wonderful people to our team, and we just want to recognize her. We want to say thank you for all the things that.
I think one of the interesting things when we're talking about downlines, Donna is not an aggressive person, except when it comes to negotiations, and I've seen her and she's like a honey badger, but when she represents this office in such a wonderful way, she's not having to go after people. People are asking her, what are you a member of? Tell me, tell me a little bit about that. So she has brought on 3 very pivotal people in the last month. And we can't thank her enough. And one of the things about building your downline is we fill the office with other people who are as wonderful as you guys.
Yeah.
So if you want to really control who you work with,
That's a great way to do it.
let's get the downline together. So congratulations to you. All right, y'all, buckle up. Here we go. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about representing the tenant in a lease transaction. Today, we are going to briefly cover, be quiet, you see my slide, you're a little wordy, so you're just gonna bear with me on some of this. But you know, one of those things, I started putting it together, and then the more I started getting into it, I was like, oh, well, I probably need to explain it. Oh, no, gotta explain that too. And I was here last night, I don't even know what time it was, I kept running into Deanna's office asking for help to make sure that I got it right. So we're gonna talk about taking a lease listing. This is going to be you representing the landlord, right? The first thing to do, let's confirm that the property can be leased. Can anyone think of a reason why a property couldn't be leased?
HOA.
There you go. There you go. And if you're dealing with condominiums, it's even tougher. So the first thing that you want to do when somebody approaches you about leasing their property for them is you look confirm that it actually can be leased. In the property disclosure for leases, there is actually verbiage in there also confirming that the property can be leased. The next thing that we're going to do after we know that the property can be leased, we're going to complete the lease listing agreement. This is going to be just like a listing agreement, except it's for a lease. So some of the verbiage in there is going to be a little bit different. It is, it's a lot more detailed, and it can get a little complicated, but.
Please read it.
Oh.
Please read it.
You want me to read it? Okay.
I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
Don't read, so read it. Read it.
it's
We know her over there, she knows about agents not reading.
But that's the absolute truth. I think the best advice I've ever gotten in real estate is if you don't know what the answer is, look at your documents. It is almost 100% certain that what you're looking for is somewhere in that document. So, we are going to do a lease listing agreement with our landlord. Just for reference purposes, it is in the slide. Y'all can go to it. You can pull it up. We're gonna have the landlord complete a property disclosure statement, just like you would if you were listing a home for sale. There is a special property disclosure statement for leases. It is labeled as such, okay? Commission on leases. This is always very interesting. I pulled this from the exclusive leasing listing agreement. I'm gonna say, what do you notice? Who is this addressing right here? So there's a listing agent and then there's the tenant agent. Who is this commission talking about?
Listing agent.
Right? Does it say anything about the agent who is bringing the tenant? It does not, okay? So if an agent brings the tenant, how is the tenant agent going to get paid? There is no set commission for leases, just like there is no set commission for sale. Okay? But I am gonna read this to you. Often the lease listing agent, person who's listing, receives the equivalent of 1 month's rent. That is not set in stone. Back when I was doing it, that's what it, that's pretty much what we went by. Those were our guidelines. The amount agreed upon between the landlord and the lease agent will be in the lease listing agreement. We just saw it on the previous slide. However, there is no mention of commission payment to the tenant agent in the lease listing agreement. That is when I used to do it, I would offer 10% of 1 month's rent. Once again, that is not set in stone, that it's just something to go by. And I know it stinks and it's low. I would offer 10% of 1 month's rent to the co-op agent. That means I would take 90% of the commission and I would give it 10% to them. Now, if the tenant agent has done their job well, okay, what will they have already gone over with the tenant? You got it. So there is a tenant agreement, just like there is a buyer brokerage agreement. So if the tenant agent has done a good job, they will have already covered commission. They will have agreed upon a commission, and anything that we are not paying them, the tenant will pay. So when you put your lease listing into FMLS and MLS, but this is just the FMLS screen. You're gonna put it in just like you would a home for sale. You're gonna go to listing. It's gonna ask you if it is a lease. This is the lease input. Right in here, you're going to be able to put the buyer brokerage compensation. This is the only place where it is going to appear, okay?
Is that going to be allowed on leases after?
The law.
Yeah, with the new,
No, it's, no.
so that's going away.
That's gonna go away. All right. But we will still, we will still be able to put it, Melda, right, in the compensation in the comments. We can't put anything on there at all. Okay,
We addressed this before, and like I told you, it's gonna be taken out, and there's no question it's gonna be taken out, but I also gave you the way to fix that. I don't know if y'all remember, but just call the agent and ask them if they're, you can call and ask them. You can't put it in the comments, you can't upload it. Can't do anything.
so we're expecting this to go away July the 1st.
No, it's August, they said.
August, okay.
You'll get all this information, don't worry about it right now.
So just forget, they really told you this part. We're gonna move. Right now, it's here. If you're putting it in for now, please do this. I have the property listed for lease. It is being shown and there is interest. What's next? Have the interested parties make lease application. Y'all, the lease application is different from the actual lease. I know a lot of our newer agents are getting confused about the two things. They're like, I need to make application. Okay, go ahead, make application. The landlord has to choose the tenant and then the tenant can do the lease with the landlord, but they're gonna have to make a lease application. Different from the actual lease. Always recommend that your landlord use a screening service to protect them. It is easier to reject the tenant at the beginning than it is to get them out once they've gotten into the property. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're getting good tenants in our properties. There are a couple of different ways to do that. There are services that provide tenant application and screening services. One that I've used a lot is mysmartmove.com. The one that is connected to FMLS is called RentSpree, okay? If you use RentSpree, it will actually pop up on the lease listing. They can click and they can make application from there. So RentSpree is going to invite the applicants to apply. The applicants are going to authorize the information. The landlord makes a tenant decision. Your hands are nowhere on that important information. We don't want to touch any information about credit reports, anything like that. So RentSpree will actually be right in here. You can say that you would like to use RentSpree. The link will pop up on your lease listing, and that is the way that any agent who is showing the property, their customers can apply. The landlord has selected a tenant. Now what? Now we're going to work on the actual lease for the residential property. How many of you guys have sold new homes before or have sold a new home? Okay. New construction. I sort of think of this as approaching a new construction home. When you have a buyer and you're approaching a new construction home, you usually ask the on-site agent, do you want to write the contract? Do you have your own forms? Same thing with a lease. A lot of landlords have their own forms that they want to use. That is okay. That is absolutely okay. If your landlord has their own form, you will probably be filling out that lease. That is okay too. All right. If they do not have their own forms, you're going to use the GAR forms, which are available. Here's one right here. These are forms that can be included with the lease if you need them. If you do not need them, do not include them. But the move in, move out, lead-based paint, required renter's insurance, if the property has a pool on it, and then the leasing commission confirmation agreement. That is sort of like the instructions to closing attorney. This is a list. Georgia Association of Realtors, as Melba talked about. If you go to the downloadable forms, you will see a column on leasing. These are all the forms that you can use when you are writing a lease agreement. Look at them. If you think you need them, click on them, check them out. How do I put my lease listing in Command? The same way that you put all of your contracts into Command. You're going to go to opportunities. You're going to create an opportunity. And right here, it's going to say opportunity type. And that's going to be the landlord. All right. And it's going to prompt you on what you need to put in moving forward. Of note, Georgia Legacy Group does not allow its associates, that's you guys, to offer property management services. Does everybody understand what that means? Yes. Okay. You are not going to be managing this property for your landlord.
You have to be a broker, right?
No. Nobody has to be a third party. It can't be associates in need of.
Can I clarify that a little bit?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, to have a company that offers management, you're right. You have to be a broker. And Keller Williams, Georgia Legacy Group, does not allow our associates to do property management because really and truly, if you understood, the liability is just too great. But you are right. If you want to start a management company, and we have several agents that do it at a high level and do a great job, then you get a broker's license and you create a company with the real estate commission and you would have a property management company. But to do that, you have to get permission with Keller Williams and Andy Peters, who is actually the qualifying broker. Can I have another company? We do have somebody that I'm sure she's probably going to promote them. We have a new company, Alliance Partnership now, and they do it at a high level and they do it all over the country. So your property management, are you showing that slide too?
No, I'm not. Would you like to talk about that?
It's a alliance partnership that Keller Williams has with the property management company. And the reason it's good to offer them is because this investor might have property management in several other states. So it's great. I don't do that. That's part of in your alliance partnership. But they have been in a lot of the chart masters. They've come down here and typically they're, you don't have a slide. Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am, I do not have a slide.
I don't even know TC management. I see them everywhere I go. They got big boat posters in some of the offices. But anyway, they do it for you. But my point is, we do have an agent in one of our offices that does it at a high level. And I applaud him. And the reason I tell you that is he does only property management. He does not list or sell properties under that, even if the tenant wants to buy the property or if the landlord wants to sell it. He is very good at referring back to the Keller Williams. So your agreement with Andy Peters, well, I will start this company. Yes, you can, but you cannot do listings or sales. It's strictly management. So you can, and you're right, you do have to have a broker.
Yes.
May I also say that actually this was we don't advocate you doing leases, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I'd rather you go get a listing. I'd rather have a sale, right? Because there's not a lot of money. So we don't push it, but we do want you to know it. And because we don't push it a lot, we had a lawsuit. And one of them is this. She did make a great point about it, but this I do need to tell you. Number one is you don't do the credit report. She did a great job. Number two, and if I have this one more time, it's killing me. And that is you do not do the walkthrough. Maybe some of you remember I yelled and screamed that in February, but you cannot do the walkthrough. And the reason is a lot of people want to be nice and help the landlord. But if you do the walkthrough, once the lease is listed, you're done. You don't manage it. So if there's a problem between the landlord and the tenant, it's between the landlord and the tenant. You don't do it. Are you ready? So who's going to do the walkout?
The landlord.
Hello? Hello? Did that come to your brain? Why would you do the walkthrough if you're not going to do the walkout? Everybody got it? Now, the question is, can I share the GAR forms with the landlord? Works, but he needs to do the walkthrough at the get-go, not you. I've got too many issues with that right now because you cannot do that. Because obviously you have to do it. I also got a text, actually an email from a top agent whose friend had a lease and they wanted to know, they'd been for 4 years and he wanted to list the property and he asked our top agent, can I break this lease? And I sent him a message back. You don't get into that. You don't read leases and interpret them for a landlord. That is a legal question and you sell real estate. And so when a landlord asks you, you can smile because people do that. When landlords ask you questions about the lease after you've leased it, you're done when it's leased. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't want to, during that time frame, you don't need to try to interpret the lease form or tell them that when you have 60 days or not. Even though you can read it and find out, you're down giving legal advice by interpreting a contract. Does that make sense? So, but to be honest with you, because that's not our first realm of expertise is leases, it's sales. When we do it, it's a great idea to talk about it. When we do it, we make a lot of errors because it's not our fault. And one of them is stepping over the line and giving legal advice or paying too much attention or being nice and doing the walk through and ritual.
And to follow up with Melvin, if you look on the move in, move out form, there is not a place for you guys to sign, okay? So if there's not a place for you guys to sign on it, you don't need to be involved in it, okay? And I apologize to you, you were right, you do have to be a broker, but we have a lot of people in this room who are brokers. So just by virtue of being a broker, you gotta set up a third, I call it a third party.
You're right.
Separate things, so once again, this is about Georgia Legacy Group. We do not allow you guys to do property management services. Use a property management service, an outside property management company. As she says, we have somebody, I think it's TC Management.
Oh, I think you're right.
Is that it? Okay. Associates who own rental properties. This is important because I know a lot of us own rental properties, okay? Associates who own rental property are required to put all security deposits with the market center. The market center is just the holder of the security deposit and does not make any decision as to the disbursement of the deposit. The market center is holding the security deposit for the agent, and when you want it back, the deposit will be dispersed to the agent. A couple of things. No, we do not want you guys to run out and start doing leases, okay? It falls under customer service. A customer will call, they want, can you help such and such find a place to rent, or can you rent this property for me? It's not what we want to do all the time, but it does fall under customer service, and we can keep filling up our database if we offer them things like this. So, and as you can see, we do make mistakes. I made a couple mistakes when I was presenting it. Thank goodness Melville was here. So it is
You don't make any
complicated.
mistake.
I think I'm gonna skim the line a little bit on a couple of things, but I'm
Good.
always call, always ask. We will always figure it out, and we will always set you in the right direction. And there are a million of us here to help you.
And
So,
so also the renter
Yes.
is eventually gonna turn into a buyer.
well, hopefully I don't have to go over. We all know why we need to take them, because your renter's gonna be a buyer. Your landlord is either selling, they want to rent so that they can buy something bigger or do an investment property. So we do need to be a little bit further. So, yes, ma'am.
Just a real quick question based on your last slide. So you said that, that our office is supposed to hold the security
Yeah.
deposit. But if we're, using a third-party management company, like,
Yeah,
they,
yeah, the thing is that the Georgia Real Estate Commission says that when you hold other people's money, you have to do an audit every month. And what it is that we used to let you hold it, and then you had to send it to us, and our MCAs had to check your account. It wasn't worth it. So agents love us and kiss us because all we are is the bank. We're just the holders. You're a real estate agent, you can take it out when you want to. We don't question it. We're just the holder. But because Keller Williams does have an extremely good auditing department every month, then you don't have to worry about the auditing of that trust account every month. But the question is this, if we don't hold other people's rental properties, it's only yours, the people houses you own, not your tenants. They do whatever they want. We ain't gonna hold their money, but only your listing or your properties that you have for rent. So the question is, if I have my own management company, can they hold it? And the answer is yes. But you need to let your market center know that.
It's like an Airbnb kind of.
Well, that's different anyway.
Short term.
Yeah. That's a whole different ballgame. And you have somebody doing that for you, then they can do it, yes.
So what she's saying, so I self-managed my Alpharetta ones because they were close by, so the office full of security.
Absolutely.
But I have one in Augusta and one.
No.
I don't want to deal with those, but a property manager. so
Excellent,
You got it.
excellent example.
You got it.
Perfect.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you. All right, that is it. Does anybody have, do we have, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I'm in here. Hello, everyone. If you all can refer a reputable credit specialist. First question, and has anyone heard of Workforce Atlanta? It's a rental. While we're talking about rentals. Yeah.
We could do that. That's fine.
I can help you with that after the meeting. I do know a credit repair specialist, and this one has worked with Workforce before, so we've got you covered. We can do that. And listen, did you hear this? We're actually gonna have a credit specialist coming to talk next week.
They are not.
We felt that you needed it. So, yeah, they're not affiliated with any mortgage person or anything like that. So I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you the information. Yes, absolutely. I double checked.
And Raven, I'm gonna have that flyer sent to you regarding our management company that we have created a partnership with. It is just exceptional, and you can send it out to the agent.
So
Wonderful.
without a fee at all on credit repair, we can do a soft pull. After 41 years of doing it, I can tell them what they're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
And then they can do it. They can have a roadmap of what to do.
Yeah.
But
And that's
we'll talk about
what a good mortgage person will do.
some of the expense of this and it's
Yeah.
simple fix. It's not worth it.
But that truly is what a good mortgage person will do for you. A good mortgage person, even if the person doesn't qualify for the mortgage, they're gonna say, hey, let's work on these few things, and then in a year or so, we're gonna be able to purchase a
Well,
home.
we automatically, when someone's credit gets pulled, we automatically have an internal system that does an algorithm on, if you're at a 640 score, but we need you to get a better rate, 680, 7, whatever, we give them an exact roadmap. And if
There you
they
go.
do it we do a rapid rescore, and within 5 days, we've got their credit score with all 3 bureaus updated.
Great. Ask. All you have to do is ask. Sometimes we,
Just ask, and if I don't know.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Does anybody have any caravans today? Not today? All right, y'all, next week I want to see the room full of people having caravans so we can all jump on and go visit. So, all right, that is it for our meeting, our inspiration for this week. Your mind is a powerful thing. I don't think they're talking about my mind. They're probably talking about your mind. So your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. I believe that 100%. So let's all be positive the rest of the week, love on our associates, and let me know if you need anything else. Thank you, guys. Food that's out there. Lots of food. Love to hear. It's amazing.